Hello everyone, it's Sue from Scrappy Sue. I'm back today to do another episode of Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge. We're on hashtag CW Planner 8. So we're using this A5 notebook. These are all the different weeks. So last time was week 7. This time it's week 8, and the 5 prompts are a herb or other fragrant plant, handwriting, ink, whatever that means to you, circles, an illustration, and the bonus is a key. Now you can use all 6 of those if you want, but if you wanted to substitute the key for one of those other items, then that's fine, you can. So start off with, I'm just going to distress ink around the page like I normally do, because it is white paper and I just want to take that whiteness off. But this is a notebook that I've had for a long time. I had a phase of buying different notebooks, was a bit obsessed with them actually, so I do have a few, but this was the most obvious one for me to use, so that's why I chose it. Okay. Right, so for the herb, I've decided to have a look. No, I have not decided to have a look. For the herb, I went to my book, which is called The Herbal Book. I think it's the Country Diary Herbal Book. And the herb I've chosen, it's a combination of borage and variegated golden sage in a border. So I'm going to use this picture. Now, both borage and sage are fragrant and they both attract butterflies and bees, so they're really quite special. So that's what we're going to have for a herb. For the handwriting, I have this digital of what I think is a will, because when I read it, it reads session for something, act for making and maintaining a railway or railway something, and conveniences therewith connected to the called the Edinburgh and Bath something. So it has been taken from, I don't know if it's a will or whether it's just something to do with the building of a railway or something like that. But anyway, it's lovely handwriting and it's on this lovely craft coloured paper. So I'm going to use that for handwriting. Now for the ink, I've got a lovely Murano glass ink pen here, which we bought when we were last in Venice a few years ago. It came with a dinky little ink bottle with Murano glass on the front. I do love glass. I have a collection of paperweights and I do love anything which is, you know, special glass. So I've got a piece of a sketch pad here, a page, and I am drawing around this rune here, and I'm going to use this ink. So by doing this, I am covering the circles and the ink. So this has a nice nib on it. And what I like is that it's actually bleeding into the paper. So I really like that. So that's that circle that I've used. Now I am covered in ink. So I have to be very careful because this paper does act like blotting paper. And this pen obviously has got a lot of ink around the nib. So I thought I'd find a smaller circle and draw around that as well. So let's have a look. So I am going to draw around this lid, and I'm going to put a circle inside there. Actually, that's not very good circle because it's actually got a rough edge, but I think, you know, it might give it a bit of interest. So let's go ahead and go around this with this. So this is not the easiest pen to use. It doesn't have a cartridge in it like a cartridge pen, traditional cartridge pen. And I think I've made a bit of a hash of that circle there. That is not the best circle in the world. Okay, so we'll just do another one up here. Okay, I'm not going to use that lid. I've decided it's too difficult. So go back to using this sort of rune. It's a rune coin. So I'm finding it difficult to actually round that. So I'll just do one more over here, I think. I like them overlapping. I used to do this for doodling and then colour in the overlapping bits. So I think I'm going to use those there. Let's just do a couple more down here. And this rune picture is symbol, I should say, on this wooden disc is a rune that means protection. So it's like a 6 or a 9 on its side, a double one. So I'm interested in history and archaeology and ancient things. You will find that out as time goes on. I would have loved to have been an archaeologist. A friend of mine is just embarking on an archaeology course, a young lady I know, and I'm really envious. I suppose it's not too late for me, but I don't particularly feel like going to uni. I never did go to uni, so, you know, I just got to wipe that ink off of that pen. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of Murano glass. Really is lovely. Very nice indeed. Okay, so put that to one side. Now, excuse my hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut round this. And I'm not going to use that small circle, I've decided. So I'm just going to cut this piece out like this. It's going to be very simple. But I think it's effective, and it is smudgy. Oh, I had 2 pieces of paper there. Oh. So I like that. That's circles and ink. So that's what I think ink means to me. It's, you know, using an ink pen like we used to at school. Don't think they do now. Okay, so that's the ink and the circles, the herb and the handwriting. And then an illustration. I'm going to take an illustration out of this book called The Naming of Flowers. And it's a Halpin and Proctor book. And these are illustrations because there is at the back a list of illustrations. So they are classed as illustrations. So it's just a matter of finding a fairly small one, because obviously we only have an A5 page, to fit on the page and fit in with whatever we're going to be putting on that page. So I mean, these are absolutely beautiful. These, I do love them. I love delphiniums. Dianthus, bleeding heart, I have that in my garden, it's beautiful. Foxgloves, I have those in the garden. Crane's bill, oh, sunflowers. Now it's sunflower growing season, isn't it? That is gorgeous. Now I wonder if we could fit that on the page. That is absolutely tremendous. Lilies, some violets, St John's wort, which is hypericum. I've got a hypericum bush in the garden, and it does have these beautiful yellow flowers. Mine's variegated, and it's a dwarf version. But a couple of my neighbours have got hedges, and they are hypericum hedges, and sadly, because they trim them down, they never get to flower, and it's so sad. Now this is Morning Glory. I do like that, actually. We may take that page. Now I'm just looking to see if it has any sewn in signatures. Let me see. So we want the Morning Glory. So what is that attached to? I'm just looking for the signature for this. Sometimes it's not easy to see them. They are there. Now there's some lovely lavender there. I'm wondering whether to just try and tear this page out. Actually, I could use my craft knife and I will cut it out, I think, if I can find my craft knife. Where is everything when you want it? You don't know. Things disappear, especially in my house. Okay, let's see if we can just cut down there. You need to be very careful when using craft knives. They are extremely sharp. Now that did not do anything. No, maybe it's quite thick paper. If I put the blade down flat. There, that's it. Okay. So always make sure you cap them and keep them well away from any children. Right, so we're going to use that. And I thought this was a lovely little book, actually. And what will be nice is it's got beautiful book plates inside, and I thought this would make a lovely little journal. So that's my plan for it. When I've finished with it, when I've taken all of the insides out, which I haven't done yet. It's a lovely colour too. Okay. Right, so this is the illustration, and we will use the key today. And actually on my 12 by 12 pad that I've got, there is a key in this page. It's a single-sided paper, but this page is a hodgepodge of loads of different things, look, and they're really lovely. So I'm going to cut that key out. We're going to have that. It's on a background of very light brown script, so it's really nice paper. So I'll put that over there. I'll just tell you the name of the pad because the name escapes me. It is our gigantic heirloom stack, which is 180 pages, which I have shown you before. And you get 2 or 3 pages of each design. It's really lovely. I have actually just lately, I've used it an awful lot. So it's well worth the money. It's not hugely expensive. I think it's about I want to say it's about £15, but I might be wrong. Anyway, so let's get started. Okay, so we put these pieces over here. Now I really do like this, and I'm going to use my tear ruler to tear around this. It's on lovely creamy yellow paper. So let's see. Now that could be a nice piece to have just like it is, so I won't have to collage the back of the page. And then let's do the same with this. I hope you can see everything I'm doing. I've had a problem with my camera angle just lately. I don't quite know why it's moved itself. I think my husband may have touched it when he comes up here on a weekend to do his Sunday afternoon radio slot for our local Red Kite radio. And obviously I have to make sure the desk is tidy for him, cleared off, otherwise goodness knows where it would all end up. So, and then I'm going to just use the tear ruler again, and I'm just going to tear out a piece of this lovely paper. And this, I believe I bought from the online shop for Fruit Pixie. I'll keep those pieces. We'll have what size do we want? So we're going to have a piece of this down here, I think, like that. So I'm just taking this edge off here. Just checking that you can see me. Now, as I said before in a previous video, I don't find it easy tearing just the edge of paper off. So I've made a complete mess of that now. Strange paper, actually. Okay, let's just go across there like so. I'm going to take that piece off down there. I don't like it. And we're going to have that. Let's bring the book back into view. So we can have that overlapping there like that. So that's our herb up here, our handwriting, our illustration here. So as it's an illustration, I think I will just cut the name out like that. Okay, so we can have that on there like that. Okay, so now we have a key. So let's fussy cut this out a bit better. I don't want to take off too much of this paper. Although it's going to be difficult actually not doing that because it's going to look a bit odd otherwise. I'm just thinking about the script in the background, but you will be able to see a bit of it. Okay. Put those in the bin. Okay, so that's our key. And then we've got two things on one piece, which are the circles and the ink. So I might just put those up there like that. Obviously I'm going to ink round them. Everything's always square, so I'm going to tear into this now. Okay. Just tear into there. I don't like everything to be square. Take a bit more out of that corner there. Okay. And a bit more here. Hope everyone's okay. Weather's been awful. Been monsoon weather here. I do feel sorry for anyone who's decided to go camping. I think what we'll do is we'll have that over there like so. And then we're going to ink round this, and we're going to have this we'll have this on the corner like so. I think we'll put that down the bottom, and then we'll have this key. Perhaps we'll have the key along here like that. So okay, let's get started with this. So ink glue pad and my glue stick, and vintage photo because I want to ink round mine. Take off the white. Yes, on Wednesday, in this week just gone, on Wednesday, we actually had a bit of sleet. It was most peculiar. I'm down in the south or southeast, Buckinghamshire, and it was very odd indeed. So I just ink round all of these pieces before we glue them down. Do excuse my hands. I know they look awful. I have to see if I can get this ink off. And we're going to ink round here. This is nice watercolour. A little sketch pad I have, which is kind of watercolour paper. So I'm leaving it like that. I'm not going to go over it. Just tear that piece off. I think distressing the edges of pieces like this brings them to life. Don't want too much white on that piece. And then we've got one more piece to do, and even though this is already dark brown, I still want to take off the edge where I've torn it. Like that. Okay. Now, oh, we haven't done this piece, so we'll just give that an ink round like that. Okay, right, so we'll put our herb down first, move those over that side so I can glue Hopefully you can see me, but I'm only using the glue stick on the glue book to glue it. And that is going to go there like that. Quite like the brown around the edge of the notepad. Okay, now, oh, that's out of my ink bottle, let's keep that. Okay, so then I think we're going to put this piece down here. So let's give that some glue. And we will put that down here. Like that. Okay. Okay. Then we will take our circles in ink. It's interesting how everyone interprets these things differently. It's like upside down things. I have to put that there, even though it's only for gluing. Yes, it is quite fascinating how people interpret things differently. Right, okay. Hopefully that will stick that down. It's quite thick paper. Then we want our illustration of Morning Glory. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Beautiful colour. And I'm going to have that kind of, let's have it like that, I think. That's nice. Let's get my wipe. Okay, and last but not least is the key. Once we've put this nameplate on, I'm going to put that there, down the bottom. As an illustration always has a little nameplate telling you what it is. And this key. So I think we're going to have the key like that, not too straight. Okay, so we've got the bare bones of it down now. We've got all the pieces that we need. So we have our herb, fragrant herb. So we've got borage and sage. We have our handwriting here. We have our ink. And we have our circles in ink. We have the illustration of Morning Glory. And we have a key. So we have everything that we need from our list. And I think now I'd like to just add a few bits. So I'm going to find a nice label. Tracy Fox's labels. Oh gosh, that was not clever, was it? Shaking that. Oh dear. I told you I'm a Calamity Kate. Calamity Jane. Is it Calamity Jane? Or whatever. I am that person. I've just dropped that one on the floor, so obviously that doesn't want to be stuck on. Otherwise it might have stayed in here. We've got flora, definition of flora. That's quite nice. I like the brown because it kind of mirrors this brown down here. So we're going to have that up there. And we would like a number. So what I'm going to do, leave those there. I'm going to see if there's anything else off of here that I'd like to put on. So let's have a look. So we could put a clock. We've got another key here actually. Got another key. Let's take that off. Like that. Can't see any other keys on it, just this one. But I also like this strip of numbers here. I like those. So I think what we'll use actually are the let's see if I got my zigzag scissors. Got my zigzag scissors. And we'll cut around this with the zigzags because I like the bit of collage behind it. So let's ink that. Put that to one side. I may take a circle off of there in the form of a clock. Now, I'm feeling it today. So here's another key. That would be quite nice. We don't want it in the same direction, so it would be nice to have it down there. And I do like this here. So again, I'm going to use the zigzags and just roughly zigzag around it, just to give it a bit more interest. Different technique. And I'm going to ink around that. Now that key I think is where I wanted to put my label, my definition label. So let's ink around the definition label. Like that. I think my dauber pad needs changing. I can see the bits are coming off it now. Okay, so I think I'm going to have that up there because it does mirror that colour. So we're going to put that down and we're going to use some of this art glitter glue. So you'll be pleased to know that I've now started this. I've never used it before. Not sure I'm 100% keen on it. It's very, very fluid. And without that small nozzle on it, I definitely wouldn't be liking it because it's far too fluid. Okay, so I think maybe, what about, we could have that down the side. Nope. Have that cross there. And we're going to have this key up the side here. So what do I think of that? Can you see it? Not too sure now. Not too sure I want it on at all at the moment. I've changed my mind, but I will keep it. So we just pin the art glitter glue, but this is such a fine nozzle. You actually need a magnifying glass to put this pin in. Okay, so we'll have one more circular thing off of here. So we've got a choice of 3 clocks. We've got this one, we've got this one, and we've got this pretty one here. So I think I quite like this one. So now I'm going to take the clock out, put that over there, it takes up too much room, move my other art stuff out of the way, and try very hard to cut this out nicely. And you know what my cutting skills are like. I tend to have I have days when I have really shaky, jerky hands because of my underactive thyroid. Don't know what causes it, but I do sometimes. There, that's pretty. That's a very pretty clock indeed. I think this is the trouble with the dauber pad is not inking it enough, and then using the residue, and then I think that's what scratches this pad and makes great big rivets in it. If that's the right word. Okay. So we want 12. So according to this clock, right, according to this clock, for a minute I just had to work out where the top was. 12 is there and 6 is there. So according to this, it is 3:45. And I think we will have that up there. And we'll have this key down here. And that will be it, I think, today. I don't think I will... Let's use the glue stick for this because it's quite thin paper, this heirloom stack. It's not card stock at all by any means. So where are we? We're back to this here. Don't want to put it on the wrong way up. Now I'm going to put that there because that's a circle, and it's actually a circle within a circle with circles all round it with the numbers in, and then 2 more circles here for the second hand possibly, and something else, I'm not sure what. Okay, get the glue stick back out. Now the only thing about this page is, have we got enough colour on it, do you think? So there we have it there. Now I do have a little gap here. What can we put there? Let's find a Tracy Fox number, something bright that can go here, something long and narrow would be nice. So we have that little label there edged in red. That's nice. That just closes that gap, which I think because it's in the middle, as the eye is going to be drawn to that. So what else do we have? We have another one here. We could put another one there. Actually, I could put some washi down here. So I think we'll go with that little label. My latest theory is that the first one you pick out is usually the best one. So that's what I'm going with. Just use this because this is on thicker card. Yeah, I'm glad I only have a small 2-ounce bottle of that because I'm not sure that I will want to use it. So I'd be grateful for any suggestions of any tried and tested other glues. And let's get some washi tape out. Excuse my head. Some lovely mushroomy things. This is one of the first things that I was gifted, and that was my daughter Charlotte gifted me these, bless her. And they're really lovely stickers, but they're all autumnal things. Pine cones and leaves, mushrooms, but they are cute. They really are. They're called, I think they're woodland, although I can't decipher that. The Story of the Forest, that's what they're called. Okay, let's think what colour would be nice on here. Would be nice to mirror something blue. That's not the right colour. No, that's not really the right colour. This, I quite like this one. I think we might have some of this down here, but not necessarily all the way down. Perhaps we'll have it to there. It's going to cover up Morning Glory, isn't it? Unless I can lift that up and put it down there. I'm just going to put that there because that I don't want that rough edge of it anyway. And I shall trim that off, so we'll glue this down over it. And I don't mind it going into the seam of the book. I'm trimming it off here, like that. That doesn't want to stick down on top of it. I'll just pop a bit of glue under that end, because that's likely to be the end that will come up now. Get my bone folder and just run that down there like so. And then we're going to trim that off here. Now when I start the next page, I will probably go into there and cover that down anyway. So let's put this all back. Don't very often use washi tape. Strange, isn't it? That's probably why I don't have a massive amount of it. Okay, so I think we're done. We pin the glue. Put that away for another day. Remove all of this, and there we have episode 8, CW, hashtag CW Planner 8, and that is Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge. Another week done. And there we have it. So I hope you liked that. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll be back again soon for another episode. So take care everyone and keep safe. Bye bye.